that you use to build up the pecs.
The chest fly.
Okay, they call it the butterfly machine. You're doing this, you're adducting and you're medially rotating. You're taking these two handles sometimes and you're doing this. Well, that's the function of the pectoralis major. Adduction, medial rotation. And again, flexion, because of the position of the pectoralis major relative to the humerus. Okay.
I didn't know what to do that.
Now, this muscle here, let's go back. No, forward. There we go. This muscle here is the widest muscle of the back. The Latin for widest is latissimus. Latissimus.
From that way.
Widest of the back. Dorsum is back. If we change the UM to I, it becomes possessive. So latissimus dorsi is the widest muscle of the back. Okay? Now, like the trapezius, it's originating from the midline, from the vertebral column. It's originating from T6 through 12, the lumbar vertebrae, and the iliac crest. Okay? And then look what it's doing. The fibers are moving laterally, and they're going to insert upon the intertubercular groove. Okay? That's why you see little 3 bands here in blue. Because along this intertubercular groove, you have 3 different muscles inserting.
Do we have to know which one is which?
No.
Okay.
No. So the latissimus dorsi is coming from behind, and its fibers are turning and grabbing right here. Now, because it's contracting from a position medial to the humerus, it's going to contribute to adduction and medial rotation. But because it's coming from a position posterior, it's going to contribute to extension of the arm. It's going to pull from behind. So that hammering motion, or if you're a swimmer, an extension of the arm at the shoulder, that's a function of the latissimus dorsi. Okay? When you do a lat pull down in the gym, all right, you're holding onto the bar and you're coming down like this. That's extension of the arm at the shoulder. Okay? So, both the pectoralis major and the latissimus dorsi attach at the intertubercular groove. They both adduct and medially rotate. The difference is that the pectoralis major flexes the arm, the latissimus dorsi extends. Now, for the pectoralis major and the latissimus dorsi, you don't need to know the innervation. If we look at tiny, no, yeah, let's look at red Fred. Red Fred's a little bit bigger. If we look at red Fred real close, we'll see this latissimus dorsi, the widest muscle of the back. And right above, there's a smaller muscle whose fibers are moving in the same direction. Okay, almost fusing with the latissimus dorsi. This is the teres major. People call it the mini lat. In other words, the mini latissimus dorsi. Okay? It's in your book. It's in your book. It's originating from the inferior angle of the scapula. Okay? We showed it here. This is the origin of the teres major. It's moving with latissimus dorsi, okay, laterally, and it's going to attach upon that intertubercular groove. The third muscle to insert upon the intertubercular groove. So its functions are exactly the same as those of latissimus dorsi. It causes adduction, medial rotation, and extension of the arm at the shoulder. So it's simply a mini latissimus dorsi. It has the same functions. It has the same insertion. So if on a test I would ask a question, a crazy question like this, name 3 muscles that insert upon the intertubercular groove.
Crazy question.
You would say pectoralis major, you would say latissimus dorsi, and teres major. If I ask for the functions they have in common, the functions they would have in common, adduction at the shoulder and medial rotation. All 3 have the same function. Again, you don't need to know the innervation for that one. Okay. Now we're going to study the 4 arm muscles, upper extremity muscles, and then we'll take a little break.
Right now or after?
After.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to go too soon.
No, I don't know.
I think Jordan's already on Thanksgiving time, to be honest.
I'm worried about that.
I really am not though.
I'm a little worried about
I'm
that.
on Wednesday time, not Thanksgiving time, because Wednesday's going to be a more fun day.
In fact, I think here we're going to move to PowerPoint number 2. Let's see.
My days around Thanksgiving are more fun than actual Thanksgiving. Are you learning, Sarah? Have you adjusted well? Yes.
All right. I'm going to go a little bit out of order for the next 4 muscles. But this diagram is very important. You don't need to write down anything because it's all right up here. Okay? This muscle right here.
She's been doing really well, Dr.
She
Penner.
was doing so well.
I'm
over
just
the
writing
last
down
couple minutes.
the test question.
Okay, all right, but all right, no more test questions. We're just going to chill. Just gonna listen. We're just going to focus.
You can have my notes if you want.
You can have, thank you, thank you.
You can have my notes if you want.
I'll just write in highlighter.
No, that's dirty! No, that's dirty!
No, it's good. It's good. Here you go. Here you go. Now we'll clean it later. All right.
God, everybody just calm down.
Yeah.
Somebody's had some hand sanitizer.
Are you really going to go into medicine?
No, I'm fine with hospitals because they can clean, but that's a trash can.
We're okay.
Oh my God.
We're okay. Now,
You
the
can have
next
one of my
muscle we're going
pens
to
if
talk
you
about
want.
is the biceps brachii. Why is the term brachii important? It's the biceps muscle of the arm. The reason we say biceps brachii is there's also a biceps muscle of the lower extremity called the biceps femoris.
What?
Yes. So we have to differentiate the biceps of the upper extremity from the biceps of the thigh, the biceps femoris. Now, it's called biceps because it has 2 bellies, or some people say 2 heads. And so with that, it's got 2 tendons. The long tendon is the one that slides through the intertubercular groove to attach to the supraglenoid tubercle. We studied this at the very beginning of the semester. Okay? It turns out that the glenoid fossa has a tiny little tubercle along its upper lip. And that's the projection to which the long tendon of the biceps attaches. Okay? Now, the short tendon attaches to the coracoid process of the scapula. So that, now, I'm going to throw this out. Not that this is a test question. But if I was just, you already know this, I think. There are 2 muscles that attach to this coracoid process. Okay? In red is the origin of the biceps. In other words, the short tendon of the biceps attaches here and originates from the coracoid process. In blue here is the insertion of the pectoralis minor. So the 2 muscles that attach to the coracoid process are the biceps brachii and the pectoralis minor. Okay? long head, short head. Okay? Distally, the biceps is going to then bypass the shoulder joint and the elbow joint to attach upon the radial tuberosity. Again, you already knew that. We covered that early on in the semester. The function of the biceps, this is interesting. What do you think the function of the biceps is?
Flexion of the lower back.
Yeah, you see every little kid doing this, right? Showing their muscles. They're trying to show their biceps contracted. They're doing this, okay? So flexion of the forearm at the elbow. Now, it's also involved in another motion, okay? Let's say you're opening a door. You can feel the biceps contracting. What motion is this?
Rotation.
Is that supination?
Supination. So when you're turning a screw clockwise, that's supinating, okay? When you're trying to open maybe a bottle of wine
Oh,
with a
yeah.
corkscrew. Yeah, you can relate. Supination. That's a function of the biceps. Okay. What is the innervation for the biceps? Musculocutaneous, yes. We're going back in time now. This is like Back to the Future. Remember? We talked about all this stuff. We said the musculocutaneous carries fibers from C5 and C6. It's responsible for the biceps reflex. Okay. So the biceps is wonderful. Now, look at this. There's another muscle that sits just deep to it. We can't see it unless we cut away the biceps. Okay? When we showed you this little model here on our little practice practical, this is the biceps, and then deep to it where the sticker is, brachialis. So the brachialis sits deep to the biceps. It originates from the shaft of the humerus.
So is that really the only model you have where you can see it?
No, we have other models. That's the beautiful thing.
Never mind.
Okay? There would be other models where you could see it. Look at this.
Should
Look
I
at this.
ask? Oh, what did you say?
That would be the brachialis. It's originating from the shaft of the humerus.
Okay.
Now, it's inserting here.
So don't establish.
It's inserting upon the cornoid process of the ulnar. Okay? So whereas the biceps inserts upon the radius, the brachialis, the ulnar. The major function of the brachialis, flexion. Same thing, it's crossing the elbow joint, it's causing flexion. Same innervation, musculocutaneous. It's all good. It's all good.
Sarah's really on edge. I feel
All right.
bad.
And so that was
You can
kind of the
have my
purpose
notes.
here of this. Here, what is that,
Okay.
number 7? What the heck is that? What is number 6? What is it?
Radial tuberosity.
Radial tuberosity. So that's the insertion for the biceps. They're shown here is that this is supposed to be the cornoid process of the ulnar. This would be the olecranon back here. So that would be the insertion for the brachialis. Jordan, I didn't forget you. Okay. What muscle is that?
Bicep.
Biceps brachii. What is this right here?
It's a delta.
Deltoid. That's correct. Okay.
You want to try?
It's obviously how I look when I flex.
All right. Now, let's turn the arm around. Let's look at the extensor surface. That's what we're doing here. Back here is the triceps brachii. The term triceps, as its name implies, means that it's got 3 bellies and has 3 tendons from which it originates from bone. Okay? What you need to know is that the long tendon of the triceps originates from the infraglenoid tubercle, a tiny little projection, bony projection along the lower lip of the glenoid fossa. Whereas the other 2 bellies or heads or tendons of the triceps originate from the shaft of the humerus. And look where it inserts. It's going to insert, as we said earlier, on the olecranon. So that when the muscle contracts from behind, it extends the forearm at the elbow. Sometimes you'll see somebody, they're doing this. They're leaning over with a dumbbell, okay? And they're holding the dumbbell up like this and doing this. They're extending. They're working their triceps. Okay. What nerve innervates the triceps? Radial nerve, yeah. The radial nerve. So this again is the triceps here. I'm sorry, this is the biceps. To the wrong side. This is the triceps.
So where's the third? Is it like two
It's you don't see
laterally?
The third, yeah, you don't see the third one very well here, do you?
No.
No, you just don't see it very well.
Well, where is it?
It's in there. Let's see if we can see it here. If you look here, 1, 2, 3 bellies.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of hidden. That third one's kind of small and hidden. All right. Now, the last muscle, let's go back though. Hold on. Let's look at this.
Yay, cadavers.
It's kind of like, ooh, it's kind of spooky.
Not needed.
Now, let's just quiz you a little bit.
Oh, yay.
What is number 11?
It's a sternocleidomastoid.
Trapezius, that's correct.
Ah,
It's
okay.
attaching upon the distal
Yeah,
third
that
of
was
the
a
clavicle,
stupid
and it's
one.
coming around. Also pick up the acromion, and behind it'll pick up
Okay.
the spine of the scapula. What is number 12 then?
Deltoid.
Deltoid, right. It originates from the insertion, the sites of insertion for the trapezius. What is this one right here?
Pectoralis minor.
Pectoralis minor. It's originating from, pectoralis minor actually originates from